Welcome to RV and Travel Adventures. My name is Jesus Manuel Mena Garza. In the news lately is the death of 2 Australians and 1 American in Baja, California. It's a tragic story of 3 individuals who met their untimely death because they were young folks. And there's a lot of different stories in the media. Did they die because the people wanted to steal their tires, or was there some narcotics element to it? These people wanted to clear out the area to do their narcotics building, business, and also human trafficking business. Are they members of the cartel who did this to these Australians and 1 American? Okay. Again, it's a tragic story, and it's not unusual in Mexico to hear these stories, especially along the border. Hundreds of people have died in the last year. I think it's about 400 people have died in Tijuana, right across the border from San Diego in Tijuana. I've been to Tijuana several dozen times. When I lived in LA, I would just drive to the border, take the train. There's a red line to the border, little trolley, and then just walk a block or 2 and then cross the border to Tijuana. And then you go to the tourist areas where the Americans go and buy stuff and enjoy themselves, have an interesting meal. And of course, there's also, prostitution in those areas. A lot of people go down there, sailors, Marines, Americans, who knows who. They go down there to pass the time with some of the women and some of the men down there, okay? So I've experienced traveling to border cities. Juarez, Nogales, Piedras Negras, Nuevo Laredo, all these towns, Matamoros. All these border towns are very, very similar, and they have the similar issues regarding mortality for people that live in those communities, because there's a lot of drug trafficking, a lot of people that are smuggling humans, smuggling drugs, and the various cartels. Know that these are the entry points for los Estados Unidos, and they're all dying. All these smugglers are dying to control these border towns so they can control the entry of drugs and people across the border. So some say the 2 Australians and 1 American who passed away recently in Baja, the folks killed them for their tires because hey, those are nice tires. Those are nice, expensive tires. We can have those. They're, tires nowadays go for $200, $300, $400 a pop, and they wanted to steal them and do whatever they want. But there's another story, of course, that they might be trying to scare away folks, send a message that this area is controlled by the cartels. And we want to control this part of the beach to send folks to the United States via boats, etc., staging point for boats, for drugs, and for human trafficking. I'm also a little bit suspicious of the Attorney General finding just so quickly figuring out that that's where they were and that's what happened. It's not unusual for government officials in Mexico, to work in cahoots with organized crime because they get a little extra, feria, a little bit extra cash. So what has been my experience traveling in Mexico? I've been, stopped by policemen asking me for money. And number 1 rules when you travel to Mexico and you open your wallet is not to have any money in it. Maybe have a $10 bill and call it good. So if they ask you for mordida and they have their, they're just a bunch of officers, just give them the $10 and tell them to shut up and go. Or you can ask them, they want to take you to the police office, hey, let's go to the police department and we'll talk about it there. They usually don't want to do that because they have a spot where they do their business, and every time people pass by, these Americans, these they cash in. Okay, they want to cash in. And I've heard stories of all these experts in Mexico being stopped and giving them $1,000 or $2,000 because they're not very bright. They say they're experts on Mexico, but they're stupid. They're stupid. So anytime you go to Mexico, only keep a few pesos, a few dollars in your wallet. Keep the rest sequestered in a safe place. So when I visited my brother in San Felipe over there, he had a nice house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, right on the beach. He bought it. He's a broker. And he passed away last month, but I would go visit him often and hang out, my wife and I, or just by myself, and we'd hang out, have a cerveza, just hang out at the house and talk and just enjoy the beach, etc. etc. So there's a lot to do in Baja, and my brother had no issues down there. Yeah, he had no issues down there. But you got to be careful. You can't be stupid. You can't be overly pretentious. If you're going to walk around with a Rolex right here, guess who's going to want it? Guess who's going to ask you for it? Oh, I like your Rolex. I like that watch. Can I have it? Can I have it? And you're going to say, here, have it. Or because they all carry assault rifles, you're going to say, no, this is mine. So, in Mexico, you got to be very, very careful. I've been to Cancun. I borrowed my sister-in-law's car. She was teaching down there in Cancun at a university. It's a university. They call it a university, but it's actually a high school, private school. So she was the head over there, and I drove her, Volkswagen around, and cops stopped me several times, and they always asking for mordida. One time, I only had like $5. I gave him $5, and he said, "That's all you got?" "Yeah, that's all I got." "Okay. Just get on your merry way." So I gave him $5 to just shut him up. So, you gotta be careful in Mexico. A lot of families tell their children, don't go in Mexico. I've heard these, and I've had conversations with them. Don't go to that part of town. That's where the narcotraficantes are. That's where the human smugglers are. That's where the bad people are. That's where the prostitution is at. That's where people don't have any money live. You don't want to go there. Go to the nice part of town. Go to the department store. Go to the Kentucky Fried Chicken in downtown and hang out there. Don't go there. Don't go there in Tijuana. Don't go there in Nogales. Don't go there in Puerta Negra, Agua Prieta. Don't go there in Nuevo Laredo. Don't go there in Piedras Negras. Don't go there in TJ, etc., etc., etc. Don't go there. Again, over 400 people have been murdered in Tijuana, in Baja California, over the last year. That's a lot. That's a lot of people getting killed. Again, Mexicans are dying to sell American trucks, and they're dying to get all these migrants over the border. And these migrants aren't coming from Mexico hardly anymore. They're primarily coming from South America, Central America, from China, from Africa, from the Caribbean again, and other countries trying to get to Los Estados Unidos so they can enjoy the American dream. Back when my father migrated to the United States, my father was born just 30 miles on this side of the border in a small town called Avujita near Sabinas, Coahuila. That's where he came from. And he migrated, I think it was in 1918 or something like that, with his parents back here. But then my grandfather, my father's father, was born in San Antonio. So the border was very fluid. People just went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I have one cousin who was born in South Texas, who moved to Mexico and married a rancher down there and is living her life, at a ranch in Nuevo Leon, near Monterrey, Mexico. So the border is fluid, but now it's a hell of a lot more dangerous. A hell of a lot more dangerous because of drugs. Americans didn't always enjoy cocaine. They didn't enjoy all these drugs before. They became addicted to them, and now, these Mexicans are dying to bring them across the border. Of course, people used to be able to cross that border at any time, pretty much back in the, early 1900s. It was only during World War II that they started this Bracero program. But that was in the 30s and 40s. And that's when, those programs started, and trying to get more workers here during World War II. Okay. Again, my father was born in Mexico. My mother was born in South Texas. Okay. But her mother, my grandmother, was born in the 1880s, was born in, where my father's family's from, in Coahuila, okay? Just south of Piedras Negras, Eagle Pass area. So I just wanted to tell you that should you still go camping, it took me a while to get to this point, I apologize. Should you still go camping in Baja? Yes, you should. I believe you should, but understand there are risks if you take a little detour and go down that dirt road to that beach that nobody's at. You should go to popular destinations, popular beaches where they have, a lot of American tourists. You should go to those spots. You know the spots, that's where all the gringos are at, okay? You should go to those spots. Just call it good, okay? If you're in downtown San Felipe, downtown Ensenada, downtown, La Paz, or downtown Cabo San Lucas, or Loreto, you should have zero issues. Zero issues. Only when you go down that circuitous path and you find that all the buildings are a little bit rough and you hear a little gunfire, boom, 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 that's when you should be worried. Understand, crossing the border is the hardest part. Once you get into the rest of Mexico, it's usually, and I'm not guaranteeing anything, usually safer, okay? Just saying, from experience, from traveling since 1970 to Mexico. I remember traveling in 1970 with some 3 gals and this other guy, and we traveled in a Volkswagen bus from San Jose State University, San Jose, California. We drove all the way to Guadalajara, Tepic, Puerto Vallarta. The list goes on. And we had a great time. I had a great time. So you should have a great time. So I'm looking forward to traveling in Baja, but I understand you can't be stupid. You can't pull out that wallet and have $2,000 of gringo cash in there and don't expect a cop to say, thank you very much. You should put all your money, put it somewhere else in a, a little bag, and then cover it with, some cookie wrappers or something. I don't know what you're going to do, but hide it. And when you need it, you get a little bit out and you go do what you want. You're not going to be the rich, crazy American. I got $1,000 on my wallet. Just show it in public. Oh, yeah. Even in Fort Worth, Texas, I tell my wife, I do not want to open my trunk at a shopping center because you never know who's watching, and especially if I have camera equipment in there, if I have my tripods in there, somebody's going to want to take that from me. There are poor people all over the world. They want to take your stuff. And if you're stupid enough to show them that you have the cash, you have the stuff, you have the fancy tires, they're going to want to steal it from you. Okay? So pretentiousness is not a good thing when traveling abroad and traveling in Baja. In fact, it might get you killed. Okay? So this has been Jesus Manuel Mena Garza. If you have any comments, questions, do you have any questions? Feel free to contact me. I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And ring the bell for future notifications. I'm in my backyard in Fort Worth, Texas. Hope you're doing fantastic wherever you're at. If you have the chance, check out my photographs, my travel photographs, my RVing photographs. They're one of these corners. That corner or that corner? I get confused. Is RVTA.myportfolio.com. And again, this is specifically my RVTA and travel photographs. And of course now, wow, this is exciting news. You can become a member a member of this channel and help support my videos and efforts. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Again, you can become a member, get previews of upcoming videos, and also get little badges. Are you going to say to me, I don't need no stinking badges? Well, I'm going to give you some badges, okay? I'm going to give you a badge, okay? This has been Jesus Manuel Menangarza. I'm in Fort Worth. I said that already. Yes, I said that already. I apologize. Gracias. Adios. Bye-bye.